Alright, fine, let's talk about it. Buckle in, because whatever you think this movie is about to be, I guarantee it's worse. And it's just so awkward that it makes me want to suck my face back into another dimension so I don't have to exist in this one where that happened. No judgment here. Good for her for having such a large and loving family. And the tone is awkward. Scientist found bad argument in pseudoscience video, evidence of nonsense, the lies, evolution is real. Come on, Ty, we could have been friends. This is the culmination of every argument Donald has been having with his shampoo bottle in the shower and the ceiling fan over his bed. You're never gonna get cast in the next Black Panther movie with that kind of work ethic, Jeffrey, come on! Why does that scene exist? Also, E and N and lowercase d and the number 8 and whatever that symbol was supposed to be. Womanly things and desires like what? What does that mean? You need to specify what you're talking about. This isn't how writing works. Wait till these guys find out that girls are humans. Yeah, it's not exactly an M. Night Shyamalan style twist. Get it? Because we internet atheists make money off of being atheists on the internet. So it behooves us to be atheists while we're on the internet because as internet atheists, that's how we make a living. Yes, because DNA is neither a program nor a book. Eggs are not simple life forms from which chickens evolved. Why? That lesson was trash. Put your props away and practice teaching in a way that diverse audiences can understand. See that? See how that doesn't work? Total emotional roller coaster, and we just have to live with it. Yeah, that's pretty much how I feel too. So threats. What a cool way to spread your gospel of love. It's a fancy way of saying that you're self-absorbed and intellectually lazy. Got it? Okay. So I don't know what any of that means. I'm just calling them smart. Naturally, the atheist is the only one that doesn't know how to spell. What the hell? I wish that I could drop dead rather than having to listen to these two talk about a woman in a way that a 70-something-year-old man thinks is appropriate, because that's how interactions between humans end. Who talks like that? Who acts like that? What is any of this? And then Trey gets an email notification and acts his way into the next part of the plot. That is a very important conversation that we need to be having in the world of higher education. Also, who are these people? Well, I mean, I definitely agree with that part, but that's not the point. Again, who talks like that? Dear Glob, somebody stop him, he's doing his job! I don't know what he's talking about, but I'm changing my phone number just in case. In that moment, we were all Stephanie. Using a good faith conversation as a prompt. Imagine that. Computer code is super complex and was invented in the late 1800s. Therefore, DNA being super complex means it must also have been invented in the 1800s. That makes zero sense. Freaking serial killer vibes, dude. We then cut to Donald, who's staring at the ground waiting for the Lord to take him. It's at this point that Donald shifts his focus from character assassination to the production of weapons-grade cocaine. Literally blood, then brain, then lungs. And there are plenty of animals today that don't have one or all three of those things. Remember, kids, paying attention in class doesn't have a size or a shape or a color. It isn't matter or energy. But if you do it, you won't ask silly questions like tie bounds. Ugh. Making weird noises at each other. Why? Is this his fantasy about beating me into debate and having children that talk to him? And the problem with this argument is that there are a million problems with this argument. Aw, man, you forgot to write in the part where I lean back in my chair and laugh maniacally like we atheists do. See, he's okay with cheating because he's an atheist liberal college professor. Just in case that wasn't clear. But then we found out that the only things it actually designed was the flavor of pink starburst and the patterns on paper towels. That wasn't your God, Donald. That was your ego. Right? There are 2 women at this party, and you're clearly drinking apple juice. The Holy Spirit needs to hire a new HR director.
People are gonna ask though, what was the cat's name? And also, is the cat also a Bible expert?
Yeah, I mean, she worked really hard to build up her reputation as mean egg lady, and now everybody's gonna know her as child of Bible man, and it doesn't get any worse than that. The government is buying fluoride from China and using it to poison us. From there, Samantha unfortunately continues. Don't do it, girl. Hey, whose camera is that? The stench of decay emanates from this plan just as much as the glow of beauty. Weird. Weird, dude. Weird thing to say, weird way to be. What is happening in this movie? What was that? This is one of the most uncomfortable conversations I've ever seen. This young man is refusing to drink with his girlfriend because he doesn't want to disappoint his elderly college roommate. There is nothing wrong with that statement. Ma'am, please run. We all sin, and that's like stealing coins from God. Pickles, or sauerkraut, or cheese, or yogurt, or kombucha, or sourdough bread. Thanks for yet another weird take. 2 is more than 1. You know, statistically, the statistics are statistics. Be careful of them. Neither, because the world didn't evolve. I know we just met 2 literal seconds ago, but let me tell you why love is a farce. I'm not like other girls. That's what girls say when they're into you.
But what you do need to start taking seriously
is this No, but seriously though, it's actually just awful. Captain Boundaries just keeps yelling at him. Please make it stop. First of all, calm down, bro. Your opinion is not science. She totally just said duty. That's not an argument for the existence of Santa Claus. By your definition, yes. By the actual definition, no. It doesn't matter if it's in the Bible, that's not how heredity works. All the experts are wrong, trust me, bro. Except for all the things that don't, like fossils and isotopes and math. Religion doesn't have a set definition, Timu Kevin Sorbo. Just talk into the microphones in front of you. Why is that so hard? It didn't tell her to breathe either, but she seemed to remember that that was important in science class, which is just a lazy talking point to excuse being an ignorant jerk. I don't know why they were in that room together. They never explain why they're in that room together. I know the joke that I want to make, but honestly, you can only make that same joke so many times, and it's just not funny anymore. Okay, I'm sorry, that was the last one. I'm absolutely gonna do that again. I'm doing that right now. It's so entitled it physically hurts. I swear, the only thing this guy is more obsessed with than sex is himself. Where is this scene going? This entire movie is just one of those Reddit stories that totally happened, and then everyone started clapping. Donald bringing all the sass he wishes he had in our debate. Be honest. Do you think Ty called his the torch? You're not oppressed. You're just obnoxious. Praise Gilgamesh. 1 + 1? God. What's the powerhouse of the cell? Jesus. How do you identify the anomeric carbon of a monosaccharide? It's whatever the Lord says it is! Surely this can only go well in a state that's already 50th in public education. And since we're all talking about our personal beliefs here, I personally believe that this sucks for everyone involved. There are no winners in this situation. What's a kind? Jesus, if you will. That theory is, no pun intended, rock solid. So by the time you get to the end, the probability of random chance, aka a monkey, this movie is free on YouTube and I still want my money back. And then we get this scene with Professor Kamen returning to his office to stare into the hole of a chicken and contemplate Jesus. So Beard Boy and Biology Girl go off to not have sex, and they live happily ever after until the day that one of them has to get a job in medicine, or biotech, or forensics, or agriculture, or environmental science, or nutrition, or any of the other countless careers that require a functional understanding of evolution. The end. Quit talking about flesh, bro. You're freaking me out. Meanwhile, back in reality, except for the Tooth Bunny, he is real, and he wants your teeth. He is coming for your teeth. Fear him and floss. I don't want to date you. I'm married, and I was married when Donald met me. It's weird that this is the plot of the movie. Mr. Rogers is extremely authoritative. I mean, come on. Making them an arrogant, loveless creep in your movie about them that they didn't ask for? That's cool. That just sounds like your own insecurity, dude. You're a grown man. You could have turned up the heat at any time. Please don't talk about what oozed out of you when you met me, Donald. This is weird enough. Weapons grade copium. Not really, because you know, like, Uber exists. Just buy another shirt, dude! God, what episode does he die? She left with the wrong trash. I'm sorry, excuse me, I just gotta get out from under the weight of all of this acting talent. Because ignorance is not evidence. This argument is so bad that even if it were good, it would still be bad. You are a grown woman who's worried about demons. If we're talking about what might be harmful to children, I think whatever the hell happened to you is going to be higher on the list than a scientifically accurate view of gender. Oh, Doris Day. What a timely reference from this century. Duty. I'm a man who failed biology. That is a hell of a thing for a person who looks like a complete idiot to say. I was defending your hot dad. She didn't slowly succumb to alcohol poisoning. She took her 20th drink and then just died. He is so weirdly sexist all the time. About bags specifically. Who knows? Maybe she just had a vision of some food that wasn't mayonnaise and that freaked her out. These people don't seem to know what fun is, so it's hard to tell what frightened her. Boy, you know she heard the trumpets tootin' when she wrote that part. Says every drunk person ever. That wasn't a line, so I guess it's cool. I agree. That's why I'm sitting here. That's wrong. We're 3 sentences into this debate, and you're already completely wrong about the thing that you're debating about. Hey now, they haven't hobnobbed at all. They haven't even kissed. What? In this montage, we see Trey being pensive at a park, and Julie being pensive at a park, and Julie reading her Bible and praying, and Marge taking a phone call, and Donald taking a phone call, and Julie taking a phone call, and this AI-generated scene of Trey in bed, and this AI-generated scene of Trey in bed, and this AI-generated scene of Trey in bed. It's truly a terrible time to be alive. Why? Why blur it? Why have it? Why make it? Why post it? Why any of this? If only he were a beautiful woman, he could have made me look beyond science and find Jesus. I mean, like, who could have seen this coming? Who? It's like lightning in my head. It's friggin' M. Night James Parker over here. That's extremely likely and more simple than naturalism, but only if witches exist. What a great scientist. How does one groove to this? He could have had help from other people. He could have had a rope that you didn't see. He could have been lifted by a helicopter. He could have bounced up the mountain on a hippity hop. All I'm saying is I'm not believing anything until I get to finger Jesus's holes myself. I seriously don't understand what the big joke is here. I would never dress like that. Praise Satan for healing her. Every person in this film is gross. There's nothing funny about that, so I'm not gonna make a joke here. Just for the record, I do know what love is, Donald. Nah, bro. There is not a shred of doubt in my mind that this creepy old man who has been dreaming about me for the past 2 years absolutely tried to track down my actual family. No! Your son is a professional YouTuber. For all you know, this is a stalker. And also, this is a stalker. This is how you get yourself and your son killed. Con men and women. Very progressive. Try con people next time. Go woke or go broke, am I right? Please be more leery, ma'am. Do you have any idea how many death threats I get? What I'm saying is just don't pray for Trey, all right? Hashtag don't pray for Trey, everybody. He doesn't need it. He doesn't want... Holy crap, do you think he named the character Trey because my name is Forrest and Trey sounds like tree? This is how people die, Steven. Am I getting roasted by my fake parents right now? Of all the baseless insults this movie has thrown at me and my family, this has to be the most egregious. I don't even think my mother owned an ascot. How dare he portray her this way? What the fuck? You guys think that butterflies are trying to teach us about Jesus? I seriously didn't know what he was trying to do at that point. I thought it was a horror thing. I thought it was a scary thing. I thought that this was supposed to be like a warning. A hymn written by a slave trader. How incredibly fitting. Don't talk about penetration at a time like this, dude. What's wrong, Benji? You don't appreciate subtlety? Donald, did you make this whole movie just to offer me a job? No! I don't know, Julie. Let me ask my wife. This has me so hard, to which the channel replied, we appreciate you watching. What a weird, all of that. Hope that helps, bye-bye. and is wearing a scarf, as is the girl in the row behind her. And also this girl, this girl, this girl, this girl, this girl, this girl, and this girl. In this sequence, we can see Allie dancing in a scarf next to another woman dancing in a scarf, as two women, one of them wearing a scarf, walk by this table of three women, all of whom are wearing scarves. They wrote that down when I first watched this movie. Right next to, what do you think the scarf budget for this film was? Model student, she's always studying, and she's only ever been to one scarf party. We then see Rachel standing alone in front of two women who are wearing scarves as a man approaches her. Back at the university, we see Allie, who's wearing a scarf. Back in biology class, Professor Kamen has a box, and three women have scarves. By the way, has anybody else noticed that there have been fewer and fewer women wearing scarves as this movie progresses? But Allie is wearing a different scarf in every single scene that she appears in. Is she murdering those women for their scarves? What's this movie actually about? Then we get back to Professor Kamen's class, where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 women are wearing scarves. Oh, good. The women are safe and the scarves are returning. That's a relief. You guys are the breath in my lungs, the sun in my skies, the food in my fridge, because you're the reason why I have any. It feels weird to end this one, but I think it's about time that we do. So with that, I'm Forrest Valkai. Thank you so much for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, making creepy movies about me, and all of the other stuff that you do here on YouTube. Please exit through the gift shop, pick up one of my sweet t-shirts. Have an awesome rest of your day, and never stop learning. Bye-bye!